Well, 18 games into the season and we find ourselves in a playoff position. Welcome to Club 1, Episode 9 of Zero to Hero. Yes, welcome back to Club 1, Episode 9 of Zero to Hero. I'm Wes, and in today's episode, we'll be taking on local rivals Gainsborough Trinity in the Vanarama National League North and Chester in the first round of the FA Trophy. Now, since you were last with me, we've had a bit of resurgence in form. You saw us play Spennymoor and Stockport County in what was a very poor start to the season, but since then we've only lost 2 games. One of those was in the Cup and one of those was in the League. So we followed up the 2 losses with a 0-0 draw against Kidderminster Harriers at home. We then beat Rushden and Diamonds in the FA Cup second qualifying round. We beat Chorley 3-0 away from home in the league. Then lost to Barrow 3-0 at their place, which was away from home. That's the only game that we've lost so far in the league since the last episode. We then absolutely smashed Bedworth in the FA Cup third qualifying round, which meant we went through to the first round proper of the FA Cup. We then struggled to a 0-0 draw against FC United. We hammered Ashton United 4-1, followed that up with a 4-2 home win against Spennymoor, getting a bit of revenge for the away game earlier in the season. We then beat Southport 5-0 at home. We then scored 5 goals again in the next game against Scarborough. 5-1, we won that game. We then drew 4-4 against Bradford, Park Avenue at home. And then we lost against Cambridge United, who are in League 2 in the FA Cup first round. We was away from home and we were quite unlucky really. We went 2-0 down. Then just before half time we got a goal back. Second half they came out, went 3-1 up and we got it back to 3-2 but couldn't quite push for the equaliser. We had a poor first half but we managed to get back into it in the second half and we showed a lot more better quality in the second half. We then beat Guiseley 4-1 away from home. We drew 0-0 against Blythe Spartans and then finally in our last game, we beat Chorley 1-0 at home. And as a result, that finds us 6th in the Vanarama National League North, which is a playoff position. We're on 29 points. We're only 2 points clear of Chester, who are just outside of the playoffs. But more importantly, we're only 3 points off top of the table, Guiseley. So the title is still a possibility, as long as we keep up the form that we've been having. And Gainsborough Trinity, who we're playing today in the league, are rock bottom of the table, as well as being our local rivals. So we hopefully we're going to pile on the misery on them today. Now, since you were last with me, we have had, I think, 1 transfer. We brought in Jason Gilchrist, a player you will have seen in my Zero to Hero and Not Very Athletic series last season. For those of you that aren't familiar with him, this is Jason Gilchrist. He's a 24-year-old English striker with 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, and he comes in as he came in on a free transfer from Southport. He's played a couple of games for us, made 8 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, average rating of 6.70. So not too bad. He has been complaining that he wants more first team football, but as things stand in the striker, he's our 3rd best striker, so he's only 3rd in the pecking order. Connor Tomlinson ahead of him and Ben Hinchcliffe. But Hinchcliffe's out injured at the moment on a long-term injury, so Gilchrist has been on the bench most of the time with Tomlinson starting. We also lost Owain Jones to Kettering. He went to them on a free because he was only with us on a non-contract. He's never played for us. We signed him last season, didn't really play for us. He played in the under-23s. And didn't really do a lot, so we let him go. Other than that, there's not been any other transfers. And as you can see, Jordan Slew's leading the way as our top goal scorer now. I think he's 2nd top goal scorer in the league. Let's have a look. Competitions. No, he's not. Where is he on the goals front? He's not even in the top 4. How is it that I suppose Jordan Slew's goals have come in the cup, a lot of them. Connor Tomlinson's our highest goal scorer in the league with 9 goals. Jordan Slew doesn't even appear on the top 20. So, yeah, he's scoring a lot in the cup games and not so much in the league. Tomlinson is equal 5th on 9 goals. Another 4 or 5 goals and he'll be top goal scorer. Michael Tate, he is the player that scored 4 goals against us when we played Bradford. So, yeah, he deserves to be he deserves to be top goal scorer. Jordan Slew's highest average rating as well. Andy Thanoji with the top assists so far. Cameron Healy with the best pass completion. And Tomlinson with the most player of the match awards. Akinola with the most yellow cards. And Gill with the only red card this season. So we're going to have a look at the team that's going to be playing against Gainsborough Trinity. This will be our first match against Gainsborough since they came up from the league below this season, so we can have a bit of a rivalry going now, which is good. Adds a different dynamic to the series. And we have a starting 11 of Naylor in goal. We brought him in because Willis was injured and I didn't want to play De La Paz, but now De La Paz is injured. Naylor's been playing out of his skin though. He's been fantastic since he came in. Average rating of 7.06 from our goalkeeper. And he's not even our best goalkeeper, but he's showing a bit of last season's form. A back 4 of Nugent, Gill, O'Dwyer and Mullings. We brought Nugent and Mullings in. We were playing Muggleton and Jarvis over the course of those games, but we went a little bit more defensive in a couple of the games that we played towards the end of before recording this episode, and this shores us up a bit more defensively. A midfield 3 of Thanoji, Matanese and Healy. Tomlinson up front being supported by Slew and Walker on the wings. On the bench we have Muggleton, Jarvis, Lawler, Akinola and Gilchrist. In fact, I'm going to start Gilchrist in this game. I'm going to swap him and Tomlinson over. Tomlinson's not scored for a few games, so I'm just going to give Gilchrist a chance against our local rival, see if he can grab us a goal. And if he doesn't do well, then Tomlinson will come back in for the Chester game. Ross Hanna, I recognise him from Grimsby Town. He used to play for them a long time ago. I'm going to be passionate and say we're favourites here. Give a performance to cheer for. That apparently has stressed out Mullings, but it's motivated Naylor. So, I don't know, hopefully Mullings will have an okay game. We'll get the game started now. I'm hoping we can get a win over our local rivals. If we do win, we could force our way up as high as 2nd or 3rd, depending on other results around us. I've just noticed Chester, our next opponents, have forced their way up into the playoffs. They're 2-0 up at the moment against Ashton United. We've got our first highlight of the game. We're not in possession though. Gainsborough knocking it around. They've played it a ball over the top for Ross Hanna, who I identified at the start of the game. The only player in the Gainsborough team that I actually know, and he's scored. That's his 12th goal of the season as well. How have they got? They must be conceding loads of goals if they've got a player on 12 goals already, but they're bottom of the table. He was onside. He was well onside. Why did I have to identify him? I didn't click on him. Usually if you click on a player before the game, that guarantees practically that they're going to score. Healy's looking anxious, I don't know why. He's now frustrated, which we don't want. We're not creating a lot. We're only just edging possession. We've had 5 shots, 2 on target, none of them worthy of the highlight. And we're lucky that with other results going the way they are, that we're not out of the playoffs. We're nearly at half time already and nothing, absolutely nothing for us. And it looks like we're going to go in at half time 1-0 down. We have. And I'm going to just rip them a new one in the half time team talk. I'm going to be assertive and I'm going to say, come on lads, show a bit of desire. This is a derby game after all. I'm going to put us on attacking. Just give us a bit more of a threat. Gilchrist only on a 6.3. We've got a highlight, first highlight of the second half, but we're defending again. We need to watch that ball through to Hannah, but he wasn't goal side, which was good. We need to get a tackle in and see if we can break away. We're pushing them out. They've played a big ball over the top now, and that was disappointing from Naylor. It was an error by him. I don't know what he actually did. It just went through his legs. I bigging Naylor up before the game, and he repays me by doing that. And now we're 2-0 down. I'm going to demand more from my players. And they're focused after that. We're still in the playoffs by some miracle because of other results around us going our way. We have got a free kick now. Thanoji puts it just wide, and that was a bit anticlimactic. We're going to make our first change 63 minutes in, and Thanoji not having a good game at all. Neither is Gilchrist. Gilchrist is going to come off. I'm going to bring Tomlinson on for him, and I think I don't want to bring Thanoji off because he's a threat from free kicks, but he's on a 6.1 and I'm not going to keep him in there just for free kicks. He can come off. We'll swap Akinola over for Healy, and like say play better that way round. Walker on a yellow card. I'm not going to make a triple sub just now, and hopefully that can give us a bit more of a threat, because Gilchrist I haven't seen him in any of the highlights. We've got another highlight now. Matanati wins the ball back in midfield, plays a long ball through to Tomlinson. Can he score? He puts it straight at the keeper. He should have scored that. Our first attack, really, of the entire game. Probably our best chance. I think I'm going to make our last sub of the game, and I am going to... I'm going to bring off Mullings, and I'm going to bring on Jarvis. But I am going to play him as a wing back on attack. I'm also going to switch Nugent up to attack, and we're just going to see if we can overlap down the wings. In fact, I need to change that on the team instructions. Oh, we're overlapping already. We're going to focus play down the wings, and turn off dribble less, and turn on be more expressive, and that is going to be it for our changes. Come on, we've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to tell them to get creative. We've got a highlight. Healy wins it back in midfield, plays a shot, and I think the keeper either saved it or it hit the bar. We've got a corner, so the keeper must have saved it. Akinola plays that to nobody, really. We've had 15 shots, 5 on target. Akinola with a free kick to Slew, who has got us a goal back. Jordan Slew with his 12th goal of the season. It was a good assist from Akinola from the free kick. It was a beautiful finish from Jordan Slew. And we've got 7 minutes to get an equaliser. Tomlinson winning the ball back from the kick-off. He plays it into Akinola, and that is 2-2. What a turnaround. That's a goal and an assist from Akinola. Tomlinson did really well to win that ball back, and he put it across to Akinola, who still had a lot to do with that finish. And can we go ahead in the last few minutes and steal this one from Gainsborough? We're defending a free kick though, and that's 3-2. Naylor again. Oh, why is it? As soon as I mention anything, I mean, Naylor should have done a lot better with that, and all our hard work, all the brilliance shown by Tomlinson and Akinola and Slew, just undone in a matter of seconds. Can we get another goal back and draw level once more? We've not got long left to do it, but we're putting the pressure on now. And Nugent missing his header there, and that's 4-2 now. Ross Hannah with another goal, and I think that's about it now. We haven't got a lot of time left. We're into stoppage time. We've got 5 minutes of added time though. We could at least get a goal back, and it's motoring through stoppage time like it always does. And I think this is going to be it. We're going to lose 4-2 to bottom of the table Gainsborough. Not only that, our local rivals. What a poor performance. I'm now going to show you Ross Hannah, who he's 33 years old, and it is the Ross Hannah I knew. He joined Gainsborough last season on a free. Scored 12 goals for them last season in the league. 16 in all competitions, so he's not far off his goal tally from last season. I mean, I'm not going to sign him, but I just wanted to show you him because I know him. I'm really disappointed with that, and I don't really know what to do. I'm going to be assertive and say that was simply not good enough. That was a game I really expected us to win, and I think we're still in the playoffs. We are only just. We're in the playoffs on goal difference. We have the best goal difference in the entire league. We're now 6 points off the top of the table, Guiseley, and we now have to play Chester, who beat Ashton United 4-1 in their game, so they're in good form. We go into it in not so good form, and that result for Gainsborough has lifted them out of the relegation zone. In one game, they went from rock bottom to 18th. That's not good, and the board are disappointed with that result as well. So we'll join you when we're ready for the Chester game. Okay, so a few changes for the game against Chester. Willis has come in goal for Naylor, who was awful in the last game. Muggleton has come in at left back. Jarvis in at right back. Akinola has come in for Healy in midfield due to his excellence in the last game, nearly saving us a result. So hopefully he can have a decent game this time out. Nugent, Mullings and Healy have dropped to the bench, joining Jake Lawler and Jason Gilchrist. Oh yeah, Tomlinson's starting. Gilchrist has dropped to the bench as well because Gilchrist did nothing against Gainsborough and he's paying the price for it. We have got Chester in a couple of days again in the league, so this will give us a good idea of what we need to do to change in the league against them. I think we've only got a 2-day gap, despite the fact we've had a 14-day gap between the Gainsborough game and this game, and then we've only got a 2-day gap between this game and the next game. Anyway, I'm going to say go out there and impress me, and that has motivated a couple of them, and we're getting into the game. Hopefully we can continue our run in this competition. I'm not overly fussed if we don't, because we're focusing on the league, but a cup run would be nice. Just to let you know, between the two games, I did get offered a job interview at Crewe Alexandra. Despite the fact I didn't apply for the job, they came to me, and then the board wanted to discuss with me what they could do to get me to stay. And I said, I want you to increase my wage budget and offer me a new contract, and they agreed to both of those. So I've decided to stay at Boston. The wage budget was purely because we're currently overspending on the wage budget, and it's become a sore point with the board. So by them increasing the wage budget, we're no longer we're still overspending, but not by as much, and it isn't as big an issue as it was before. This has been a really boring first half. We're 34 minutes in, we haven't actually had a highlight, and I'm having to ramble on. And I don't like having to ramble on because I'd rather watch some highlights. I'd rather score some goals. We have our first highlight, Thanoji with a free kick over the bar, and that's it. That's only the second shot we've had, none on target. We've now got a corner. Jordan Slew heading over the bar. 4 shots, none on target yet. We have another highlight, and we're giving the ball away. We're defending. Chester won their last game 4-1, but there has been quite a big gap between games. The rest of the league have played, and we haven't. So we have dropped out of the playoffs now. We are trying to come back at them after defending. Tomlinson can't get there though. It goes all the way back to their keeper. Martinez wins the ball in midfield though. Slew out to Walker, who crosses it back to Slew, and that is 1-0. Jordan Slew's 13th of the season. Good assist from Nicky Walker. It was a good ball out from Slew initially, and he had to run a long way to get the return ball, but he was completely unmarked, and that was a good header from him to put us 1-0 up and keep us in this cup. I know that rhymes. Please don't think less of me for it. We've gone in at half-time 1-0 up, and I'm going to say passionately, no I'm not, I'm going to say assertively, don't get complacent, and they all seem focused on that, which is good. Hopefully we can score a few more in this second half. I have made the fullbacks, I've made them wing backs rather than the fullback instruction, because that was part of the reason why we got better in the second half against Gainsborough, and I've just proven my point there. Jarvis putting a cross in and nearly getting Tomlinson nearly getting on the end of it. Although Tomlinson's only on a 6.5, not performing very well. Muggleton has been complaining about first team football again, so I put him in. He's on a 6.3 at the moment. Needs to play himself into some form. We haven't had a lot of possession. They've been dominating possession. We've had more shots though, one on target. Exactly the same as them. We've had one more shot, which I'm guessing was the goal. I'm going to make our first change 61 minutes in, and Muggleton on a 6.3. I am going to bring Muggleton off for Nugent. Give Nugent another chance. He didn't play well in the last game either, so gives him another chance. Thanoji has been suffering with a virus this week, so I am going to bring him off and bring on Healy for him, and that'll do for now. Everybody seems composed and calm, and we've got a highlight. Our first highlight since the substitutions. Walker with the ball to Healy, out to Nugent, to Slew, into Akinola, back out to Nugent with the cross from deep. Can't find anybody. Jarvis now in the penalty area, and he crosses it to Jordan Slew, who yet again scores. That's his 14th of the season now. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. He's been an absolute goal machine over the last 2 months, and he gets his goals in the cups. That's 2 for him now, and he still won't appear on the top goal scorer list because he's, like I say, he's hitting all his goals in the cups. Maybe we should. No, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say we could drop him in the league and only play him in the cups, but we want to make the most of him while he's scoring, because at the moment none of our strikers are scoring. Tomlinson's struggling, although he's on 9 goals in the league. He gets his goals in bunches, and in fact I am going to bring him off. I'm going to bring Gilchrist on for the last 10 minutes of the game, see if he can grab himself a goal. His only goal for us, Gilchrist, was against his former club. I brought him on from off the bench just to see if he could grab a goal against his former club. We were already comfortably winning the game. So I thought, yeah, get him on, grab a goal, and he did. And Slew trying to get his hat-trick there, just wide. Can he get another hat-trick? He managed to get a hat-trick in the FA Cup qualifying rounds. We're into stoppage time at the end of the game, though. And they're through on goal. Can Willis get the save? He does. Wasn't a very good effort, though, and I think this is just going to be the last few kicks of the game. They have a free kick. They're playing it forward. Jarvis wins the header, though, and Akinola with the ball forward to Gilchrist, who is through on goal. He goes wide, but can he find a cross? He doesn't. He loses possession. But Akinola gets it back in midfield. Slew with the ball out wide. Can he find a cross? He can't, but he wins the free kick. And this is going to be the last kick of the game. Walker with the free kick. Is he even going to get to take it? He doesn't. That is full time. We have won 2-0. 2 goals from Jordan Slew. Obviously our player of the match. And I'm going to say passionately, that was a very nice victory. Well done. Everybody's happy. Would have been nice if we could have performed like that in the league. But like I said, we've got like 4 days until we play Chester again. And that's in the league. So I'm hoping we can beat them again and bring ourselves back up into the playoffs, because we, like I said, have dropped out of the playoffs because we are a game behind, and I believe it is that game that our game in hand, which is against Chester, I think, that we're playing on Boxing Day, and then we play Houso in town, who we lost against on the opening day of the season. Is it going to load so I can end the episode? Okay, so we've finally loaded so I can get on with ending the episode. We'll have a quick look to see where we're going to come back. We want schedule, not the competitions. We're going to get the rest of December out of the way. We'll probably come back for the end of January. We'll show you the Alfreton and Darlington games, 1 home, 1 away. Obviously, we will have the next round of the FA Trophy. If that does fall anywhere close to those, I will probably include that, because we didn't watch any cup games, or I don't think we watched any cup games in the last season. So while we're having a decent run in that competition, I will show you the games. So if you like that, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe for more Football Manager 2019 videos. And remember, follow me on Facebook and Twitter at WeaselGamer TV for both of those. And thank you very much for watching.